statement from NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell this afternoon said the league has had ongoing discussions with Snyder and is supportive of this important step. So as I said, things moving very quickly. And to help us break it all down, we welcome in Jason Reid, senior NFL writer for The Undefeated. Jason, lots of buildup last night. Obviously, a lot going on already today. So just cut to the chase here. How do you think this turns out?
Well, let me double down, Dan, on what Adam said. We're at a point where this decision has already been made. This decision to move forward and end this name was really part of a bigger overall thing that's happening in the league. I was texting with the league source just yesterday about the situation and some other things the league is trying to do for the upcoming season around this whole situation we have in the country, this reckoning on race that's occurring. And what my source told me was, hey, we want to be a leader in ending racism in this country. Now, let's put aside for a second whether you believe that, whether the NFL is just doing this because of the moment and because of what's occurring. The reality of it is that's the narrative that the NFL is putting out there. And this name undercuts that narrative. This name undercuts all the work that Commissioner Roger Goodell is telling his staff to do. It undercuts what the owners are telling Roger they need to do. And also remember this, Daniel Snyder has a fiduciary responsibility to his partners. That responsibility is to do everything in the best interest of the league to make money. Continuing with this name is an existential threat to the NFL, not to the NFL's ability to make money at all, but to the NFL's ability to maximize its profits. This name is already gone. The only question is, what is the new name going to be?
So, Jason, just quickly following up, do you get the impression that Snyder has heard from, obviously we know he's heard from the commissioner's office, they say this, but in terms of fellow owners on this possibility, or at least that he might?
Let me tell you what my reporting tells me. That talking to people around the league, this has been building for over a month. When we saw what has happened with people taking to the streets, I was talking to a team executive from an NFC West team a few weeks ago, and what he told me was, look, I don't know for sure if this name is going to change, but the pressure is mounting. And I said to him, how much? He said it's mounting to the point where Roger, with coming out and doing the things he's doing with that video, with affirming that Black Lives Matter, that the league has taken wrong steps in how it approached the protest, that something is going to have to change. It's building a critical mass. Again, Daniel Snyder has to make money for his owners. The NFL is saying it wants to be a leader in ending racism. These two things don't go hand in hand. The name has to go.
Lewis, you worked there in Washington under Dan Snyder. What do you make of all this?
I think what it goes to show you is the tremendous power that business is having on the current movement and the current eradication of racism in this country, the tremendous power that it can wield, that it can make people do things that previously they haven't been willing to do. And Dan Snyder is really the poster boy for that. This is someone who has dug his feet in. And as you see the clips that we put up here, you know, at the beginning of this segment, he's someone who said, you can put it in all caps, I will not change the name of this football team ever, ever. Well, there are 87 investors who represent $620 billion worth of assets in some of the biggest corporations in the world that say, oh, you will change the name because money talks. And we know that money talks to you. We know that money talks to your 31 partners. And as Jason just laid out, Dan has a responsibility to those other 31 partners to make sure that they continue to grow this tremendous pot that is the NFL, and they continue to grow their revenue stream. And anything that would put that in jeopardy can't be tolerated. And look, whether or not you want to argue about, you know, the impetus behind this name change, the fact of the matter is that it's here. And he's listening. Why? Because Dan's a smart man, just like all the other 31 owners. They don't get rich because they're dumb. They don't get rich because they like to bleed money and or see their revenue streams go down. They like to see it go up. And this would be bad for business. Simple as that. Simple as that. And that's why this is going to happen very, very quickly. And it's happening very, very quickly. Because the people who help these guys get as wealthy as they do by investing in the brand that is the NFL have said, you will change it. And they're changing it.
Yeah, there's going to be a change. There's going to have to be a change. I mean, think about in the past how many times things have come up and they just kind of they're swept under the rug. There's a statement made and really no change. And now, obviously, in the climate that we're in today, in the environment that we're in, there is, like you said, Lewis, there is the power of the investors and all the money behind it that is going to be able to create a change in this team and the name that they represent. So you can't just sweep things under the rug anymore. There's going to have to be change if they're offensive to certain people. Like, you have to take that into account, and you just can't ignore that. So moving forward, I 100% think that there is going to be something changed, and it should be.